go on to Gotham.
2023, and today I will be sharing with you the culmination of one of the craziest dramas the chess world and the entire world in general has ever seen. It has been 360 days since Hans Niemann and Magnus Carlsen played a chess game in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, we didn't play a chess game. I won the chess game.
Chess game shook up the world. The great cheating scandal of chess. This video is broken up into 4 parts because today we had a massive final development. Wrap the box, put a little bow on it, ship it off. It's over. It is officially over. The papers have been signed. In part 1 of this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Many of you know it, but just a little friendly reminder. Then we are going to talk about today's development, and then I'm going to show you some of Hans Niemann's games. Yes, Hans Niemann's games on chess.com. Hans Niemann is back. The lawsuit, any future drama about another lawsuit, that is all over. That is all over. And you can take it from the man himself. He posted on Twitter today, and this is what he said. X. He posted on X.
Hello, chess world. Did you miss me? I'm pleased that my lawsuit with Magnus Carlsen at chess.com has been resolved in a mutually acceptable manner, and that I'm returning to chess.com. I look forward to competing against Magnus in chess, rather.
Don't such a nice view. Such a nice view from the rooftop, of course.
And in court, and I'm grateful for my attorneys over and over for believing in me and helping me resolve the case. I'd like to reaffirm my opinion that the chess.com report is defamatory, and I challenge the allegations. I'd also like to reaffirm the fact that no matter the obstacles that I will face, no matter how much you try to blacklist me, no matter what you do to try and ruin my career or slander my reputation, that these difficult times have only strengthened my resolve and character, and have only invigorated me even more to reach the top of chess. There will be a day when I will be the best chess player in the world, and I think it's time to let my chess speak for itself.
This is incredible stuff. there is so much to unpack in that video.
I turned the sound up.
Hans Niemann is now being allowed back on chess.com. Chess.com announced this yesterday. Hikaru made a video about it. Hans Niemann sued chess.com.
Hikaru did make a video about it very quickly.
Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura for $100 million. And I'm going to take you through that story in this video, and then we're going to look at Hans's reinstatement. It basically seems like he is saying, we're going to end this here. I'm not going to sue again. He still alleges that the chess.com report that they put out was defamatory. If you don't even know what that is because you just clicked on the video, you have no idea what I'm talking about. We will get into all that. It's just incredible theater. I mean, chess needs a villain. You know, I'm kind of a villain, not to this extent, but this is incredible.
Still low?
Stuff.
I'm turning up. I'll turn to the max.
You are, oh, you've got somebody that you can cheer for. Okay, my friends, let's travel back to September 4th, 2020.
Well, think about who you want to cheer for. Like, do you guys want to cheer for like bad chess players or good chess players? Oh, I have a match. Okay, no.
Video is 4 parts. We're going to end this video analyzing some of Hans' games that he played literally today on chess.com. September 4th, 2022, Magnus Carlsen is playing Hans Niemann in the Singfield Cup. Hans Niemann only gets to play in the Singfield Cup because of a last-minute replacement because a player that was participating in the event couldn't travel. COVID made things all sorts of crazy, so for whatever reason, player wasn't able to travel. Hans Niemann does participate. Hans Niemann was rapidly rising in the rankings. His international rating was surging at the time. This is his chart. This is 2022. You'll notice that just like a year before, he was a 25-20 rated grandmaster at the age of 16, 17. That's good, but it ain't great. He had gained some 160 points.
Better than you.
To qualify for this game against Magnus, and he grinded Magnus down in a Nimso Indian. He won one of his pawns, and it was a crazy endgame that ensued that I thought maybe Magnus was going to be playing for a win. And well, long story short, Hans Niemann won this game. We're not here to analyze the game. The game has been analyzed to its death. The next day, Magnus Carlsen tweets out, "I've withdrawn from the tournament. I've always enjoyed playing in St. Louis chess. I'm hoping to be back in the future." And we see.
Oh wait! We were just talking about Botez. Now we can see Botez's reply, because I thought that Botez was unbiased and looking out for me. Wait. Can we play the clip of Botez saying that she was always checking in on me and looking out for me and wasn't biased and was just hoping that I was doing well? Wait, what about that reply? That's such a fascinating thing. I didn't realize that. I thought that we were friends. I thought that you would text me to make sure that I was doing okay. Wow, that is surprising. That is surprising. Huh. If only you had a direct financial interest with chess.com. Huh. Wow, that's kind of weird how people who have direct financial interests are biased. Fascinating concept.
Called the engagement gambit. You're trying to get engagement on social media. I'm also guilty of this, but I did not respond to this tweet in particular because I didn't. I was scared. Essentially, he tweeted out a clip of Jose Mourinho, and he says, "If I speak, I'm in big trouble." September 5th. That game was September 4th.
No, guys. Levy is also unbiased. Levy is not sponsored by chess.com. Levy's career was not made by chess.com. Levy's career was not made by Hikaru rating him, promoting his YouTube channel. Levy's career and success has absolutely nothing to do with chess.com whatsoever. That is why he is unbiased, and all of his opinions are completely honest and unbiased and are just what he personally thinks, because he has nothing to do with chess.com.
Well, one thing leads to another, and then Magnus Carlsen refused to play Hans. They had an online rematch, and Magnus resigned in one move. So at this time, the entire chess world started spinning, right? And during this tournament, Hans gave an interview after one of his games where he essentially cleared the air. Hans said himself that he has cheated online in the past, but he would never dare to do it in an over-the-board tournament. That's what he said. He gave an interview, and he said he's done it when he was 12 and 16, and he just did it to get a higher rating to play against the top players, and he would never dream to do it over the board. Okay, that's a massive piece of information that you are dealing with. While it is true that if you cheat at the ages of 12 and or 16 years old online, it doesn't mean that you're also going to cheat over the board. It's very difficult to cheat over the board. But you can imagine how that doesn't really help your case, right? Like, that's not a good thing. It's called having a record. And at this time, memes started circulating.
Hot corners.
Stupid ads.
I know just the guy to talk to. What are these? Say.
And some by Elon Musk, who retweeted and then deleted the tweet, actually.
Elon Musk.
A copy pasta meme of a person having a vibrating device.
I'm going to skip this part.
About this. And Com put out something that they called an opportunity to play in the past, again, on chess.com, that he admitted to. And then this was all of the times that chess.com alleges that he was cheating. And there's statistical evidence discussed here and whatnot and so forth. And as you heard in the
Okay, so I'm going to discuss one thing from the chess.com report. I'm not going to go into more details, maybe in a later date. But when it comes to the chess.com report, this was discussed in my lawsuit. But you should include that in this report they included Ken Reagan's testimony. But Ken Reagan actually disagrees with most of their conclusions from their report. So they included Reagan's testimony to support some of their allegations. But when actually Ken Reagan disagreed with their most serious allegations. So again, the chess.com report is defamatory, as I've already outlined.
In the clip, Hans Niemann says that this report is defamatory. So did he admit? Did he not admit? Is he rescinding the admission? That's where there's a lot of confusion. And this is essentially a massive report about anonymous confessed grandmasters who have cheated on chess.com, which is crazy. And then we have chess grandmaster Hans Niemann filing the lawsuit, right? So this came right after this, and then it was quiet. And then it was quiet for a while. Nobody could really talk about it. Information is under embargo when there was a lawsuut. And then it got dismissed. The lawsuit was dismissed about a month ago, July 2023. So some 9 months.
And again, a lot of stuff was with regards to the chess.com report was outlined in my initial lawsuit and complaint. So that's all I need to say about the report. Obviously, I honestly just cannot take the chess.com report seriously. And the fact that so many chess.com streamers blindly endorse the report shows their bias and completely shows that they're bought and paid for.
Later, people probably conceived the child while having after playing chess and the chess they got into because of Hans Niemann and Magnus Carlsen. Imagine that. Imagine there is a cheating scandal and you and your loved one get into chess together and you have such a passionate time that you conceive a child and then your child is born and then the lawsuit is dismissed. I mean, what a beautiful storyline. They should make a movie about this or something. So the lawsuit gets dismissed because of jurisdiction, because of the way that you sue somebody, and depending if it's defamation, you got to sue them there. But Hans Niemann, I'm pretty sure, is a New Yorker who lives most of his time abroad, or maybe in New York. I don't even know where he is in the world. Magnus Carlsen is Norwegian. This incident occurred in St. Louis, but then it was discussed internationally. It's very, very confusing. So the lawsuit is dismissed, and I thought that was the end of it, but it's not quite the end of it. Because he could still sue again. Like, some of the claims were not debunked, they were just dismissed, which means he could bring it back to a court. But that was all thrown out because, as of yesterday, chess.com put out a statement, and they said, and I'm going to pull it up for you in a second, I'm an idiot, and I closed the tab over here on my side monitor, but they said, as of today, they have moved on in an amicable fashion. We are pleased to report we have reached an agreement with Hans, no further litigation. And they have reinstated his account. So let's discuss this, and let's also discuss one more thing. While this was going on, and Hans reached the peak rating of 2708, over the last however many months, he has lost a lot of rating, and he has lost some 50 points, right? Like 12.6, 13.6, that's 26.2, and that's it's like 47, 48 points. You round up, and this has sort of made people point to the fact that the insinuations were right, that he cheated here.
Okay. I am like trying to understand like the logic, because I remember when I was like, I don't understand how you can take when I do well and I play badly. Like, the logic is just really confusing, because no matter if I win or lose, it's somehow statistical evidence. So I'm really trying to like go through mental hula hoops to understand, the level of statistical analysis that they're doing.
But now that this is happening, his rating is decreasing. That's sort of the argument that people are making. That, well, look at, the lawsuit happened. But he's one of the most active. Look how many chess games this lunatic plays. And I say lunatic in a complimentary way, okay? I could never imagine playing this much chess. Essentially what's happening to Hans is that ever since the lawsuit happened, ever since this whole incident happened, he's not going to get invitations to play
What? Wait. Wow, based.
closed events. Physically, face to face. Like, if I'm a chess club organizer, and I want to invite Magnus, Hikaru, all these guys, am I also going to invite Hans before all of this happened? Probably not, right? Because of the whole thing that's going on. Now that this has been dismissed and they've moved on without further litigation, he's being brought back to chess.com. We gotta analyze what this is. We have to analyze whether this is a win, whether it's a loss. I personally think it's more of a win than it is a loss, than it is a negative. But I mean, I gotta sit here and wonder what's gonna happen to the next junior player who's 14, 15 years of age and is gonna get banned for cheating. Like, I think the public service announcement here is, if you watch this and you're a title player, they don't really watch my videos, they're jealous. But if you were watching and you're a grandmaster and, you know, you're gonna cheat and get banned, like, I don't think you can threaten to sue them for 100 million. Like, Hans did not set a precedent here to get unbanned. That's not what this was. There was a lot of moving parts here. There was the fact that Magnus insinuated that Hans cheated in the game against him, but there's no physical proof. There's no, you cannot physically prove somebody's cheating unless you kind of catch them in the act. It's very difficult. It's all statistical. It's behavior at the board. But Hans has a pretty big history, which he admitted to. Although he did say the report is defamatory, he did admit to it. And so this is part of a bigger narrative. Single-handedly, the biggest threat to chess competition is cheating. The same cannot really be said for many other sports, and I'll explain. If an athlete takes performance-enhancing drugs, they just blood test you, they check your pee. If you exceed a level, they just kick you out, right? Chess is very different. If you really can get a microscopic device under your arm, you kind of like the CIA. I mean, really, like you're gonna really do some things that these tournaments probably don't have airport scanners. They probably can't truly catch you in the act. So,
I have a question. Why did Levy have this in the background, like all this money? I don't really understand.
Dedicated enough, I feel like they might be able to get away with it. Now, that's a problem, right? Especially online as well, like sitting right here. I mean, how can you possibly monitor whether I am actively cheating, except for the statistics? Except for the statistics of my play. If during prize money events I outperform myself by 25%, I'm probably cheating. But it's, it's a big problem in chess. Then we need to align on things like, does cheating online get you kicked out of a live event? Like, can that affect, only poker has an online and a live component. If you cheat in online poker, will they not let you into the World Series of Poker? Does that make sense? No other sport has this. You can't play online. It's like, what? I cheated in Wii Tennis, so they don't let me into the US Open. No, that's not how that works. So, we need to get aligned. It would be really helpful if the biggest chess websites, chess.com, League Chess, and so on, like, are they going to share information? Probably not. Probably not. They're not going to share, oh, we banned this guy on our website, but he doesn't, maybe he's not going to cheat on your website or whatever it is. It's very tough. What do we do? What do we do? And do we grant second chance and third chances to teenagers? I don't think a 12-year-old should be tried the same way as a 30-year-old. I don't, right? There's a criminal justice system, right? Like, so I don't know. There's a lot.
Do you guys think that if a 12-year-old steals a comic book, that he's more likely to rob a bank? It's a good intellectual question.
A lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things to discuss. It's not black and white, no pun intended, because it's chess. I don't think that Hans losing 50 points in the last couple of months is indicative of anything. Every top grandmaster has lost 50 points. Magnus freaking Carlsen has lost 50 points. He was 28-81, and when he played for the World Championship against Fabiano, he was 28-35. Things go up and down. Does it help him he has a history? No. Is everybody going to be suspicious when they play against him in the future? Probably a little bit. You know what I mean? Probably a little bit. Is he going to be able to shake that off? I don't know. Is he lying? Like, is he a villain? Is he a Moriarty? Did you miss me? It's crazy. Obviously, it's a crazy situation, and I can't wait for the interviews. As a content creator, I am salivating over this. Obviously, that's not a secret.
He's salivating over my reaction. I think he's going to react to this as well.
Because if this happens, more people are going to play chess. If more people play chess,
I'm going to make more money. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to make more money.
But we need people like Hans.
Levy's like, oh, the AdSense, the money, oh, the more Hans clickbait. Oh, he's salivating.
Hans Niemann gets the paper stalking. Ideally, we can do this in a more positive way, but media loves chaos. Media loves bad things. So this was not really such a negative for chess, but the chess world does have a lot of things that we need to address. Video's not over, by the way. Those are all my thoughts, and I hope I was clear. And Hans Niemann played some chess today, so if you want to look at a few of his chess games on chess.com and analyze each one of these, right? Because now every time Hans plays, Hans lost with 2600. Oh, I knew it. He's not cheating. Right? Like this guy is gonna be in the spotlight.
Okay, Levy. If I can maybe forgive Levy, maybe one day I'd do a sub battle with Levy. Maybe one day. I see potential.
5 years probably. I don't know if it'll ever go away. This was the first game that Hans played in a year on chess.com. In a year. This was his first game. He played Title Tuesday today. And Hans played e4, played knight f3, went into an open Sicilian against his international master opponent from Romania. Yes, my geography, my vexology skills are pretty good. This is a dragon.
Vexology?
White plays f3, e4, stopping this. Hans also wants that. Wants king b1. And one thing I've realized about Hans over the last few years, he's like a chameleon. Like his opening repertoire, very flexible. He can play whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
And his opponent plays d5, which is a very good enforcing line. Hans also plays very fast. Hans takes on d5, then takes this knight, and then plays bishop d4, looking to trade this and this.
It's all theory.
Basically, just I'm gonna have a slightly better position. Okay. His opponent goes here. This has all been played many times before. And Hans plays.
Just a reminder, since I'm now a content creator, you guys see in the bottom of my thing, it's my YouTube. I'm posting a video on YouTube. I'm posting like 3 or 4 shorts every single day. I'm going very, very hard on YouTube, very hard on streaming. I'm going to be the #1 chess content creator, only second to Levy because, of course, he's just, too big. So I would really appreciate you guys checking out my YouTube.
Plays move h4, trying to create an attack with h5. If black overreacts to the attack, that actually doesn't stop anything, because after pawn takes, I don't take, but I go here. And if you're too greedy, take, queen g5, queen h2. I mean, you're just gonna get butchered. Computer doesn't like this move. Oh, it likes it, just not as much as this. So now, after threatening the attack,
yes,
and doing all of this and kind of locking up his opponent's position, Hans completely changes gears. Kicks out the knight with c4, and then plays queen to d6, which is the best move. So he goes for a trade to try to apply maximum pressure to his opponent, targeting this pawn.
Well, essentially, because I have, the reason why I traded the queens is because of the pawn structure. So if you look at the pawn structure, I've got this f3, g4, h5, and there's this hole on f5, and again, this bishop on g7 is very bad because it's blocked in by the e5 diagonal, and also c6, a5, there's some pawn weaknesses, so I decided to immediately capitalize by putting immediate pressure on the pawn, and then also potentially, I have the pawn in h5, which means that the h6 pawn could be weak in an endgame, you know, so essentially the structure, I identified the structure being advantageous for an endgame. In addition to that, you know, but playing c4 sort of opens up my king, and he could, you know, potentially attack. So that's why I sort of did a positional transformation.
Targeting this pawn, this bishop is blocked in behind his pawns, this bishop also isn't very good, and his opponent in this position plays... Oh. I think the opponent kind of got caught in the spotlight a little bit and attacked the rook, thinking he was going to get something like this, but his opponent forgot that the bishop defends that square, so Hans played knight f6 check in 2 seconds and picked up a rook, and the knight is able to come back, and his opponent actually didn't even take, but now rook e6, he trades everything, comes to d6, and he is just a full piece up, and you don't need to be 2970 to know how to win this position. Hans effortlessly zigzags.
Well, I'm actually 3070 now.
It's out of territory, and his opponent tries to do a little bit, but this is just very clinical. 2 bishops, 2 passed pawns, and his opponent resigns a few moves later, as he cannot promote his pawn, and the rook is stopped. Okay, that was, well, the next game that Hans played was not so successful. 26-42 blitz player. We have a 4 knights English, and this is what I mean by all of Hans's games are now going to get deeply analyzed, and...
It's funny how Levy, it took him a day, but Hikaru did it in 30 minutes. I guess they're really competing for the, you know, for that, for the Hans Niemann clickbait.
He had a nice position, right? He got very good knight play in the center, got a knight to d3, white had to move. Oh, look at that.
I actually like his analysis.
So in this position, he can sack the queen.
More than
Hikaru.
Hikaru.
Very fancy. And now we got this position. And his opponent plays
Okay,
Hans
this is
is
boring.
not rook is trapped. Oh, he's gonna get one and only Daniel under a microscope. And people are gonna have theories it's gonna be a wild time. But listen, he is in good shape. He played a couple of games after Title Tuesday against the one and only Daniel Naruditsky.
Okay, please show my wins.
They were some banger games. Naruditsky
You
won none
better
of them, but Hans came to attack. He was pushing his G and H pawns, bringing his bishop, bringing his queen.
Yes.
Knight d2, f5 there played, en passant possible, rook g1 and all of this. Bishop h3 looking to trade off Daniel's bishop to fight on the light squares. And we got a position that was knight versus bishop once again. Knight versus bishop. Hans for a second time. I think last game he had the bishop. This time he has the knight. Daniel looking to create attacking chances over here. 3100 blitz. All right. I mean, really no joke. Hans defending himself against mate. And now a massive skirmish breaks out. Knight g5 going for checkmate. f4 looking to deflect the pieces off the rank. d3 monster counter attack by black. Bishop pawn queen take. Queen takes pawn. Rook g2. And in this position, there is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. Daniel played queen f5 to stop queen h7 mate, but rook f2.
Yeah, I was a bit. I should have found that move.
If you take the queen, it's mate. And if you take this, it's mate. So the only way to survive this by black is to lose everything. Play something like rook c2.
But I still won, so.
If king takes, rook c8 check, and now there is no rook hanging there. But of course, it's just completely lost. But he missed it. Hans missed it, and we went into an endgame. We went into an endgame where Hans tried to attack and win the d-pawn and tried to advance the d-pawn. Daniel tried to defend and attack and use his g and h pawn.
I don't like the word try. Because try implies that victory is not, you know, inevitable.
Very complicated game. 40 seconds left per player. Hans, incredible. Rook e7 looking to sack the rook, put a knight on d6, d5, d6. And we got into a crazy scramble where the rook is being removed from the back rank. Daniel, of course, one of the fastest chess players on the internet, created a meaningful amount of counterplay. It was a very complex back and forth game, but it's not Title Tuesday. And ultimately, despite Narrow being, like I said, really one of the fastest players on the internet, he succumbed to the pressure. So Hans a bit all over the place. His first day back, winning a couple of games, lost a couple of games, and we did not get a matchup versus Magnus or versus Hikaru. But let me tell you something. When we do, you best believe there are going to be recaps on this channel.
You best believe I'm gonna make. Okay. I'm just joking.
To summarize. Cheating is a very important issue the chess world has to tackle. It's also not clear where we stand of the online flowing into over the board and whether that means information will be shared or not. Do we give minors more chances than we give adults? As far as this entire issue, the fact that you have a previous record could affect future performances live over the board, but live over the board performances are very difficult to prove to be cheating unless you actually catch somebody in the act.
Wait, just...
As far as this entire issue, the fact that you have a previous record could affect future performances live over the board.
Well, you should clarify, you know, online. You should You should separate, you know, online and over the board.
But live over the board performances are very difficult to prove to be cheating unless you actually catch somebody in the act. In this issue, what I've realized is every party could have done something better. In hindsight, should Magnus have withdrawn from the tournament the way that he did? Probably not. Should Hikaru have poured it on during the early days? Probably not, even though he might have his own opinions, and in his video he said that other people probably also have opinions that they don't come publicly about in the world of chess. Like, people just keep things to themselves.
Yeah, but there's a difference between having opinions and then profiting off of slandering someone's name based on lies. There's a very clear difference.
Because they don't want to be caught in crossfire. You know, could chess.com have done things a little bit better? Maybe? Probably. Like, it's very difficult to envision, and revision history is pointless because we're here. So this really seems like it's it. It seems like we're not going to get any more legal developments. Hans Niemann is back, and let's just all enjoy the show.
Well, this is not it, because I'm now going to make the greatest rise to world champion, and the entire world is going to watch. And you know, you're calling me arrogant now, but you'll be calling me humble in 5 years. You know.